tunes. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world-famous sports podcast Dynasty, and please feel the power. Shout out to New Day.
OD. Mind you, we're not even talking about wrestling today. Have you already put That was good, though. Nice and creative. Yeah. This is Sports Dynasty podcast. If you didn't realize that by now, by clicking onto our show. You should click on to more of our shows, too. We have lots of episodes.
A lot of episodes, man.
We do, like, a lot. Like, how many? Like, 50? Combined? Like, something like that.
It's 30. This will be the 33rd.
This 34th.
34th
of the regular
episode. We had 16 Patriot places and 3 roundtables.
So this will be 53 in total.
Yeah, man. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Check it out.
You should check it out. Tell everybody you know to check it out too. Everybody, even your grandmother down the block, you should tell her too.
Yeah.
The ones that speak only Spanish. So what? I'll get somebody to translate. I can do that. I have connections.
Imagine if you could just like press the SAP button on your computer and then boom, Spanish.
I know, right? That'd be actually pretty awesome.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do that somehow, some way, but I don't know how you can translate shit I be saying. I don't know.
I know on YouTube I can put captions in Spanish. So there you go. See, there's no excuse to spread it to everyone. So do so, please. We're also on Twitter. Yes. I don't know. You got to start talking to us and give us more stuff to talk about. Especially since the NFL is like ending soon. Like, there's lots of things to talk about. And the NBA is gonna start taking over. We talk about hockey, talk about baseball, we talk about the wrestling, talk about all types of stuff. But hey, the more stuff that you guys want to hear, the more that we will do. Simple as that. So we're here on probably a quick one today. We're gonna do our all 32 power rankings for the NFL, and we will give in our playoff predictions. Reluctantly.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so why don't we get started? Pretty sure our lists are probably close to similar. It usually is. So I'm just going to go ahead. Are we going to be explaining a lot of stuff? Probably not, right?
Probably
at least not in the middle.
Not in the middle. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
I know for sure that our ending is probably the same, but maybe a little bit different towards the top.
Yeah.
Probably how they stood at the top, but we can talk about that. Yeah.
Pretty sure all the top 12 are all the playoff teams.
I mean, it'd be stupid if it isn't, but
not necessarily. Just because they're in the playoffs doesn't mean that they're actually that good. There could be teams that play better than them.
I miss the Eagles.
Not today.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, not today. But yeah, I feel like it's happening years past. But anyway, enough of tangents, and let's talk. 32 is Cincy.
Yeah,
it's number one overall.
Pretty obvious. Yeah. The one number one pick, even though they had a big win against Cleveland last week, which they just quit on their team.
So what?
But it was a good look for Eddie Dalton on his final game as a Bengal. There's no way I can see him coming back. There's nobody coming back.
No, he ain't coming back. He did that to try to get a little bit of money.
I mean, which is smart. Just smart, so he can get a job somewhere. He'll definitely be a good backup somewhere. But not every backup's more like a Ryan Fitzpatrick type of player, where he's good enough to start you games, he win you some games, but not good enough to lead you to the next promised land.
I like his last 2 games. He had that big comeback against Miami, right? Put up 35, and then beat up on Cleveland. What a good 2 wins wins. 2 good wins for him. So you can go ahead and get some cash somewhere. Maybe like a team like Chicago might try to go ahead, even though they announced they're keeping number 1 on quarterback for bum ass Trubisky, but that's their damn problem. Okay, shit franchises do stupid shit. Gotta brand that. Right. 31, Detroit. They have been the worst team in the NFL to me, including Cincinnati, since like November.
They literally haven't won a game since September.
I didn't even repeat that. See?
Yo, I'm pretty sure they haven't won a game since September. Like, they were 2-0-1 heading into September. They were probably one of the very few undefeated teams at the time, and then they literally looked like 11 in a row. I don't know how many.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's to the point when I don't even know if I should have put them 32 or not. Because the only reason why I put them 31 is because they have more wins by 1. So, yeah, that's why they're there. But whatever. 30, Washington. They suck. 29, Giants. They suck. But since the Giants beat them, they're above them.
I mean, honestly, it's not. Yeah, I agree with that, but if you think about it, the last game against Washington that they played, they literally tried everything they could to lose that game. Washington was literally like, listen, we're gonna. This Giant team is trash. Like, the fact that this was even a game is bad for them because they're clearly the better team than they are.
Yeah. So the reason why that one is above the other is the loser of that game gets to be number 30 on Juan's power ranking list. That's what.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I would have put the Giants below the Redskins, honestly.
No,
but that's just me.
Doesn't make they both suck ass. Who
Yeah,
cares?
they both suck.
28 Jacksonville. They packed it up and they suck. Even though they did win, I believe, but so what? I don't care.
With Jacksonville?
Yeah.
No, they
beat up on Colts, yeah.
Yeah.
27.
Got his job back, yeah.
Carolina, just because they have a McCaffrey goat, that's the only reason why they're not, like 30th. Because they really packed it in like mid-November-ish or something like that. They just decide to lose every game and get blown out in the meantime. 26, the New York Jets, they're just a giant dumpster fire.
I honestly, even though they say they've won the last 5 of the last 7, 8 games, they still trash.
Yeah, they suck.
They still suck. Now a lot of them were beating their chests on last week, saying, "Oh, we beat the Bills. We beat a playoff team. The Bills. That's the only playoff team we beat all year."
Yeah, the backups.
Yeah, the backups. They didn't come to play. They was like, "Yo, we gonna wait for Houston. Who cares?" Shit.
Yeah, we're taking too long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my next, I think 10. Just rapid fire, quick. I'm not gonna explain nothing.
All right, go ahead.
25 Cleveland, 24 Chargers, 23 Miami. That's how good they've been.
Yeah.
22 Arizona, 21 Denver Broncos, 20 Chicago. They suck. 19 Atlanta. They went on a hot streak for some odd reason.
Literally say Dan quit his job. Literally.
Yeah, like seriously. 18 Indianapolis, 17 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 16 Oakland Raiders, and 15 Dallas Cowboys. 14 is Los Angeles Rams, 13 is Steelers, 12, and on we'll start because that's the playoff team.
Yes.
So now we'll be a little more in depth now. 12 for me is Philadelphia.
I agree.
Weaseled into the playoffs. They're injured everywhere on offense. They don't have much of a shot, even though they do. But I have so much respect for Carson Wentz because of this run they've been going on, and he was able to squeak into the playoffs, and they took care of who they had to take care of to get in.
Yeah.
Dallas. So I respect them for that. But if they have a shot, I'm not sure about that. 11 is Houston. That Tampa Bay game really turned me off. It was to the point like, they're not. I don't like them. I don't think they're all that. And to me, I'm going to spoil what we're going to talk about later. But they're not. I don't like them at all. 10, Minnesota. I need to see that quarterback play. He's the X factor for the team to make a real run. Because this is actually a great roster outside of the secondary. Kirk Cousins, I need to see him do something. But they have a really bad game on Sunday, and I don't know if they're going to get out of that unscathed. 9, Tennessee, they are probably the hottest team in the NFL right now, and everybody does not want to play them because they have been kicking ass. Even in losses, they've been kicking ass. But the reason why they're 9th is because I can't erase the first 2 months of their season. This is all 32 for all 16 games, not 9. So they're 9th. 8 Buffalo Bills, very good season, 10-6 record. They really flip-flopped the record from the year before. They are the number 2 defense in the NFL. Good team. If they can get their offense consistent, they're a very dangerous team. 7, the New England Patriots. They have been hot garbage offensively for the last 2.5 months at the very least. Week 17's game was egregious, to say the least. They had number 2 seed in their pocket, and they just dropped it. It doesn't make any sense how they drop a game like that, but they did. And the Divas have been slipping up a little bit since they've been playing real high competition. So I have them 7th. 6, Seattle. The reason why I have Seattle above New England is because of Week 17. They actually played very hard, very tough, and arguably should have taken the San Francisco game Sunday night. So that won me over a little bit from them. 5, Kansas City. Since Mahomes and them have been healthy, they've been on a hot streak, although against weak competition, which no one likes to talk about. But they're looking very healthy right now. They have a chance of going on a run. Green Bay is 4 because even though they are one of the weakest teams to me in the playoffs right now, they are not playing this weekend for a reason. So they get respect for that. Plus their roster overall is very good, and they have one of the best running games left in the playoffs. So they're there. San Francisco is 3. They lost on Sunday, so that they lost. They won, but they probably should have lost. That doesn't really help how they looked, even though they look good. But Seattle they should have taken that game, dude. But anyway, they've been injured a lot all over their offensive line and on their defensive line. So I don't know how healthy they'll be coming into the postseason, but their bye will help them a lot. But to me, even though I put them 3rd in my power rankings, they're the best team in the NFL to me when healthy. So we'll see where that goes. New Orleans Saints is number 2. They've been bullying everybody, including and helpless Carolina Panthers in 2017 for no reason. But they are probably the second most complete team in the NFL outside of the San Francisco 49ers. So that's going to be interesting. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is impossible for them to not meet San Francisco to the NFC Championship game. So we might have a nice treat if New Orleans can escape Green Bay, if they escape Minnesota. Well, we'll see. No more Baltimore. They've been kicking everybody's ass since like beginning of November. So yeah, they're number 1.
Yeah, pretty much everything the same. Was my top 5 was a little different. Number 12 was the Eagles. 11 was the Texans. 10 was the Vikings. 9 was the Titans. 8 was the Bills. 7 was the Patriots.
Wow.
At Patriots at 7, their Week 17 game really infuriated me watching it, and it was like, yo, you had the number 2 seed on lock and you blew it.
It's not like we're not saying that because we're fans. It's the truth. Like we're probably even being nicer. I'm actually being nice, right? More than other people who are putting the power rankings. People have them in like the bottom 3, like in a lot of their playoff power rankings. Which I don't think they're that bad, but I understand them.
Like especially when they're healthy, then they're a whole different team.
Which that is a big problem when they're not healthy.
Because and then I just like how they play. Number 6, I picked the Packers. The Packers number 6 because you were getting blown out by the Lions. The Lions is just so garbage. It's like, you know what? All right, fine. So garbage. Like they really needed that. They was going to lose their number 2 seed, just like New England did to a trash. Well, the Lions are garbage. The Dolphins are just a team that's rebuilding, but they have promise. But the Lions just suck. Number 5, the Seahawks. The Seahawks only because you have to close out games, man. You have to close out games.
They do, yeah.
Back to back weeks, you get beat up by the Cardinals. Get beat up by the Cardinals the week before, and then you come to San Francisco and lay an egg just because clock management. I don't understand what this guy Pete Carroll. Right. Just doesn't understand the meaning of clock how the importance of clock management. He's a Super Bowl champion. I'm not gonna disrespect him because he's a Super Bowl champion. He's a coach. He knows more about football than both of us in this room combined. And
probably times like 8.
And then some. But it's like when you see stuff like that, like yo, like what are you doing, buddy? Number 4, I picked the San Francisco 49ers. I think the 49ers, kind of like the Baltimore Ravens game was good. They had against the Ravens. Those 2 games they had against the Cardinals were a lot closer than it was supposed to be. The last game was like 36-26, but it was really like a 1-possession game within 30 seconds left until they ran it back for a touchdown. Like 30 seconds left, so it doesn't really count. But the 49ers, for the most part, against really, really good teams, they kind of like, they're good, but it's like, it just, I can't really put it into words though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I put the 49ers number 4. Number 3, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, even they're not the same team they were last year, but they play whoever they play on the schedule, and they just take them out. The Chargers was giving them a run for their money in Week 17, but they took them out. They went into New England in Foxborough and took them out. Regardless of the fact if the referees had played a big part in that, it doesn't matter. They went in there. And for that first half, they was controlling the game the whole first half of that game. Go into Foxborough and beat them. Number 2 is the New Orleans Saints. Mm-hmm. I think New Orleans Saints is the most complete team in the NFC, and the only way they won't make it out of the NFC is themselves.
Ooh,
Sean Payton.
Wouldn't be his first time.
It wouldn't be his first time. Sean Payton needs to get out of his ways. Like I said before. The NFC Championship game last year against the Rams. Yes, the referees were bad. It was a bad call to the referee. But you put yourself, even after the bad call, you still had a chance for them to win at the end of the game. And Drew Brees does an interception. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to, just at that point, play conservative. Like, listen, you still had a chance to kick a field goal, win the game. But you be conservative and be dumb and throw an interception out of nowhere. Send it to overtime. And then even overtime. Had a chance to, really take control of it, get back into it. He threw an interception. It was like, it was bad play calling from them. So that's the only reason why the Saints won't make it to the Super Bowl, because they could be they really are a favorite to make it out of the NFC. but Sean Payton will maybe in the way. Number one, obviously, is Baltimore. Obviously, Baltimore just clear cut number one power rankings for the league. What they've done is phenomenal. Lamar Jackson is proving he's the real deal. Now I have to be honest that if he can develop a deep ball, then watch out.
Or just an arm game.
Something like that, watch out.
Just throw it. I haven't seen him be a quarterback yet, so that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him, especially in big games. Like, the game against San Francisco, he played well. He played well even
on the ground.
In the ground.
When they let him do it. This is what I'm trying to say.
I understand that. I'm talking about he's very dynamic, but I want to see him throw the ball. I want to see the team take away his run game and have him throw the ball. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be the same thing that happened in Los Angeles last year against the Chargers last year when he beat the brakes off of them because of that. Took away the run and forced him to throw, and he made a lot of mistakes.
That's what I'm waiting for.
So that's what I think is going to happen. But we'll get to the play
right now. We're into it right now. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to go through our whole bracket. I have it in front of me. We're going to go through each game and then predict it. We have a right to retract our predictions.
Yes.
Week by week. So what's going to happen is that next week's third episode of the week, we're going to go through divisional round, and we're going to base our predictions at that point based on what happened last week. If someone gets hurt or anything like that, we have a right to go back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So more than likely, our predictions will be the same as it was when we're going through it right now. However, if something happens, then we have the right to go back.
Yes.
Or you can change our minds. You can make fun of us about it later. That's it.
Right.
So we're going to go through the whole thing. It's just every week we're going to be able to say something different. All right. So we're going to go through Saturday's games. The AFC wild card slot was interesting. Have they ever split it up by conference before?
I think this is the first time.
That's
very
crazy.
rare. They usually have one each, depending on where it's being played at. They have the West Coast game usually in the nighttime and the day one earlier. But this is the first time I see them do this in a while.
That's interesting. All right. It's funny because probably none of those are West Coast games. Maybe that's why they did it.
Yeah, probably so.
That might be why.
But it's good though.
All right. So the first AFC wildcard game is going to be Buffalo at Houston, and Houston is favored by 3 points. It is Thursday right now. I don't think it's going to change, but just in case. Right now,
you think Houston's favored by 3 points?
Yeah.
That's being nice, honestly.
That is being pretty nice because Buffalo's going to win this game.
Yeah, I pick Buffalo win this game.
I don't like Houston at all. I understand that J.J. Watt is going to be back, I believe.
His play all year.
However, how healthy is he going to be against this decent, not great, but decent offensive line they're going up against Buffalo, especially against the run? How are they going to defend this? So I wonder if the absence of Jadeveon Clowney will come back to bite them at this point, because he is a stout run defender. So trading him, I wonder if that'll come back to bite them in the ass now, because I don't see a big run stuffer in their team. So I wonder that. This Buffalo defense is absolutely sensational, but Houston's their playmakers in Houston and their corners, I like to see that matchup, assuming that Deshaun Watson can stay upright, which is the X factor, the Houston offensive line. So if that's the X factor, that's a huge problem. So I'm going with Buffalo to win probably by a field goal. I think it's going to be a close game. It ain't going to be like last year when Houston got completely shellacked by Indianapolis. I don't think it's going to be that bad. At least I hope not.
But that one, I'm really surprised either, to be honest.
Yeah, if that happens, say goodbye to Bill O'Brien. If they get shellacked, that's a guarantee. If they get destroyed, Bill O'Brien's gone. I'm calling it right now, today. What you think?
I'm picking the Bills to win by 3. 20-17 will probably be the score. I think they'll be able, even though J.D. Watt will be coming back, they still have a problem stopping the run. They do. And I think that Singletary's going to run wild. And even though Jonathan Joseph is a pretty decent, and then you have Bradley Colby, Roby is good too.
Yeah.
But I still think that they have no answers for John Brown. I think their defense is okay. Secondary's improved, but they got Roby in there. But I think they'll win the ball this whole game, and I think they'll find a way to lose again.
I think so. I think they're going to.
And I think that the Bills D line's going to run havoc on Deshaun Watson. I think they're going to run havoc.
If that happens, it is over. Okay, Saturday's game. Tennessee at New England. It's the first time you get to say that in 10 years. New England is favored by 5.5 points.
I think that is too high.
That is way too high. This game is going to go down to the wire. Or a beating. I'm fighting with myself right now. You guys already know. I don't have to hide it anymore that we're both Patriots fans.
Obviously, you should by now, yeah.
My objective side and my subjective side are still at war inside of me right now. Okay, this is Tannehill's first playoff game. He did not play in 2016. That was Matt Moore. So he is an unknown when it comes to this type of stage. Tennessee's weakness, I guess you can say, defensively, is their secondary because they are injured there. I believe Adoree Jackson is not there. And even Malcolm Butler is kind of trash. But Malcolm Butler's not there either. So that hurts their depth. Unfortunately for the New England Patriots, their weakness is their passing game. So I guess that doesn't matter much, huh? But the less guys they have, the easier it is Edelman to get open. If Edelman's open and catching them balls, yeah, this is no. New England will win this game. But he is the X factor in this game, is Julian Edelman's health. If he's healthy and he can go, then there's no doubt that New England will cover the spread and literally win by just like 7. Yes. That's it. No more than that. It will be a one-score game.
The Titans though, is actually centered right now. The Titans, Adam Humphries is out for this game. He's not going to play in this game.
Wow, they lost a weapon there.
Yeah. So at least
it's just AJ Brown and Corey Davis.
So at least they'll be able to. I mean, Adam Humphries is okay. He's good.
Yeah, but that's a third option. Yeah, he's a good third option.
Which is kind of like taking something away from them right then and there. But I don't think that's gonna matter. I think the Titans are going to focus on running the ball in this game a lot because the Patriots do struggle sometimes at stopping the run. And the fact of the matter is that the weather and Saturday is supposed to be rainy and cold. That's the forecast would say. So I expect them to run the ball a lot. If the Patriots cannot stop Derrick Henry from running wild at all,
there's your beating.
Then that's the beating. Then it's going to be like Baltimore in 2009, and they're going to beat the shit out of the Patriots.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's going to happen at all.
I think Belichick. We all know the rule of Belichick. What do they do best? And they're taking it away. I believe that Belichick's going to come up with a game plan to take away Derrick Henry and make Tannehill the focal point. If the weather is supposed to be rainy and cold, not that cold. I don't think it's going to be that cold. It's supposed to be raining, though. That helps against the pass. That's advantage New England. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Tennessee is that stout against the run. I could be wrong. I may have to double check on that. So this is a good time, especially for James White. This should be another James White game, too, for them. But this sounds like Patriots place, right, guys? My bad. But this is the toughest game to call out of all 4.
It is.
So that's why.
I'm going with the Patriots to win 24-20, at least 24-20.
It's something like that.
Something like that.
Very close.
It's just that. Also, the Patriots, and most importantly, like you mentioned before, you have to get Michelle, White, and Burkhead involved.
Yeah, they have all 3.
All 3 of them have to run it back by committee. You have to let them run wild. They have to get through the holes. The offensive line played very well against Miami last week. They did. They're running the ball like crazy. That's probably the only bright spot in that game in Miami against Miami. They ran the ball very well. But that's a Miami team. The Titans are a way better team than them. But the defense is very underrated. So if they run the ball very well, then New England should win this game. But it's either going to be, like Juan mentioned, very, very close or a beating.
Yeah, it's going to be a close New England win or a beat down by Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. Let's move on to Sunday. All right, the first game on Sunday is going to be at the Superdome, Minnesota at New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by a touchdown. If things go the way I believe they're going to go, New Orleans will be winning this game by more than that. It's probably going to be a beating. And it's not just because of, playoff big moment Kirk Cousins, quote unquote. It's because the matchups are pretty freaking bad, actually. This is Drew Brees and Michael Thomas versus that very soft secondary at Minnesota. That's not good. No bueno at all. And I don't know. I would like to see Aaron Kendricks versus Jared Cook. That would be a nice one-on-one battle because Aaron Kendricks is a dark horse defensive player of the year candidate. By the way, I know we didn't mention last game episode, but he actually is. I'd like to see that matchup. But Michael Thomas should be running havoc, having so much fun against that destructive secondary. Plus, if they move Alvin Kamara to play wide receiver, also that's going to be a massive problem. Now, on the other side of the ball, we still don't know how healthy or if at all Adam Thielen is. He hasn't been healthy all year. So if he's not healthy, that's even worse for Minnesota because then all no one has to do is put double coverage with Marshawn and someone else on Stephon Diggs, and that's it. That's game over. And we don't know that the health of Dalvin Cook and their backup running back. This is bad. This is painted for New Orleans beatdown. So I'm picking New Orleans winning by at least 14.
I have New Orleans winning 30-20, 10 points. It's basically what you mentioned before. Like I just don't see how that secondary can stop Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas going to bottom them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's bad.
And that's it. And it's like, the Drew Brees is just too good. And they playing in the Superdome, so it'll be loud. And like I said, even though home field advantage doesn't matter always, but New Orleans, that's a tough place to play. And it's so loud, it can really disrupt defenses there and how they try to call plays there. But I'm going with New Orleans to win 30-20.
Perfect. Second one doesn't take that long because it's just this is the second hardest game to call. Seattle at Philly. Philly is this is a pick'em, basically. Is plus 1.5. Seattle should win this game. Philly is way too injured to do anything. Even Seattle's soft secondary should be able to stop I don't even know who's receiver at this point against Philadelphia. We don't know the status of Singletary, or not think he's Singletary. Miles Sanders, there you go. Buffalo, they have the weird names. It's interesting. Miles Sanders, the running back who got hurt at week 17. We don't know if I'm pretty sure he's going to play, but I don't know how healthy he's going to be. And Zach Ertz, that's the biggest one. We don't know how he's going to be because if he's done, I don't know about them even moving the ball at all. This is going to be very tough, but I believe this game is going to be similar to what it was in the regular season because Seattle's offense is not much healthier than Philly's is. So this should be a defensive slugger. Not. I don't know what's going to happen between them, but I believe Seattle will win this game by like 4 or 5 points, something small. Like I don't even know if they're going to hit past 20, to be honest.
Honestly speaking, there's going to be one upset in this wild card weekend, and this will be one of them.
Ooh.
I'm picking Philadelphia to not only win this game, they're going to cover the points, and I expect them to win by a touchdown. Why, you ask?
Remember this, because we got to go through the rest of the brackets, so now it's different for ours.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, I have it on my phone right there.
Okay.
Yeah. I have Philadelphia win this game. One, Carson Wentz is starting to come into his own now. A lot more confidence going into the game. Like, this technically be his first playoff game.
It is.
His first playoff game. And then him playing at home, even though they had to go through a really, really weak NFC East, but they won the game they're supposed to. They were basically in playoff mode for the last month of December. So then coming in, at home to host a playoff game against a Seattle team who is kind of scratching their heads as far as confidence right now. They lost the last. They're kind of like bewildered a little bit.
Yeah, they're limping in the playoffs for one, and then the kind of stupidity that happened in the last game.
Yeah, and it's like, like I said before and early in this podcast, Pete Carroll knows a lot more about football than all of us in this room, probably 10 times more. But I worry about, his decision makings coming down the stretch. Mine personally, Russell Wilson's great. And, I expect him to, move the ball around the field. But that Philadelphia defense had a tendency of showing up in big moments. They showed up really big against the Giants on Monday Night Football, which is not saying much because of the Giants. But they came in their own. Also, when they played against the Cowboys, they really said, listen, you're not going to come over here and bully us around. We'll smack you up, call it a day. So, right now, I think that they're the team that they really didn't want to see this Philadelphia team. I think the NFC was kind of like the Titans of the NFC. They got in. They're like, all right, we don't want to see Philadelphia right now. And that's my personal opinion. But they would have rather had six Dallas. I think the Seahawks would have had a better chance against Dallas than the Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles to win this game.
Okay. So now we're going to go through the rest of our brackets. Now that we know our wild card winners, we focus on wild card because that's happening in 2 days.
Yes.
We're just going to go through the brackets right now. No explanations. Just pick teams. That's it. And then we will start elaborating more as the weeks go on, assuming we still feel the same.
Yes.
So based on because ours are now different, our AFCs are the same though. So Buffalo moves on. They go to Baltimore. New England goes on and goes to Kansas City. Picking Baltimore to win just reluctantly because I believe Buffalo is one of the few teams in the AFC that has a real shot to shut them down and actually squeeze one out. So I'm picking Baltimore though, even though I feel that way because I don't know if I trust the quarterback that much. Kansas City, New England, I think it stops for New England right there. I'm picking Kansas City to win that game in a very close one. Almost as bad as last year's, except it won't be in overtime. Kansas City will finish it at that point. Yeah, that hurt my chest. Anyway, okay, so, and then the NFC side, New Orleans wins. They go to Green Bay, and, nope, lie. Yeah, no, I'm right. Everyone goes to Green Bay, and Philly goes to San Francisco for your case. Yeah, but in my case, it will be Seattle going to San Francisco for round 3. I picked San Francisco to win that game. I think at that point, they'll be more healthy, so they'll go ahead and win. Green Bay, I'm going to go say a little bit of this. What gets me is because I don't know how Drew plays outside. This is Lambeau. And I need to know what the weather and how it's going to be Lambeau before I pick one. So I'm going to assume it's cold, so I'm picking Green Bay to squeak out that game. And for the AFC and NFC Championship games, I have Kansas City at Baltimore. I have Kansas City win that game. That ends it for Baltimore right there. And I'll have San Francisco beating Green Bay at, it's not called Candlestick, but I'm calling it Candlestick anyway. And then for the Super Bowl, it's going to be Cojones versus Jimmy Garoppolo. And I will pick San Francisco to win that game. The more complete team, the best team in the NFL to me, wins that Super Bowl. Yes. Go ahead.
All right, so my divisional round, obviously, is kind of similar to the AFC. The Ravens will beat the Buffalo Bills. Very, very close. I think that if the Bills would have... if Cole Beasley and the receivers would have, if they would have bailed Josh Allen out in this game, they beat Baltimore. I still think Baltimore should have lost to the 49ers and Buffalo, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to go with Baltimore just because they're home and they feel they have the most to prove in this. They have the most to prove because a lot of people scrutinize Lamar Jackson, say, "Oh, you're not a quarterback, you're a running back." So he has a lot to prove. He's not a lot to prove. So going with the Ravens. The Patriots and the Chiefs in Arrowhead, I disagree with you right there. I'm going with New England to win that game. Right. And the fan of me saying New England and me being on is also me personally. Andy Reid will find a way to lose this game for them again, because he can't help himself. He think, oh well, we beat New England early in the year. That was your playoff win. That was like, oh, I finally beat Belichick. I mean, beat him multiple times or before, but I beat him. So I'm going with the Chiefs. No, the Patriots to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead again.
I hope to God you're right.
And on the NFC side, since the Eagles beat the Seahawks, the Eagles play against the 49ers. I'm going to go with the 49ers. The 49ers are, they're coming on their own right now. The Eagles, they'll get that one win against Seattle, and then that'll be it. I think the 49ers win that game. Saints and the Packers in Lambeau. I'm going with the Saints to win that game. Barely.
I hope to God too.
Barely. Because this will be the coaches. What the coach did in the Green Bay?
LaFleur.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur.
First,
Matt LaFleur. Yeah, Matt LaFleur, the French bastard. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I'm going with him. So I think the Saints will win that game barely. I think it's even though Aaron Rodgers is, for a lot of y'all, I was like, oh, he's one of the best in the league. I still agree with Juan. I think he's overrated. I think that he can't win big games. And this will be one of them.
This will make me do jumping jacks and cartwheels and somersaults if he gets one and done. I would love it.
Yeah, so in my championship games, the Patriots against the Ravens, and I love my New England Patriots. I do. But the buck stops right there. I hope not. But the buck will stop right there. They're back at Empty Bank Stadium. they'll do it again. I think that they'll have their way with the running the ball again. And even though the score in the regular season was like 38-20, honestly speaking, I think it's gonna be a Patriot blowout. It'll be a Ravens blowout in this game.
I don't. If it were to play,
I think it'll be a Ravens
Lamar
blowout.
will get shut down, but we won't be able to score enough.
Yeah,
that's what I think will happen.
Exactly. So it'll probably be like a 28-13 game. Like, you know, I'm talking about that.
I think it's like 21-10. That's what I think.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like 28-13. The Ravens are gonna win this game and go to the Super Bowl. That's just me. I hope not, because you know, whatever. But I'm just gonna be called a spade. The New England Patriots. This is not a Super Bowl winning team. This is not. And a lot of people may not like it, so who gives a shit? The 49ers get the Saints. I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. You know.
I can't wait to see that.
Why? Because I think we're gonna remember how early in the last week we said something about there's gonna be a referee situation gonna ruin one of the games. This will be one of them. I think this will be one of them. And if it's true, that's scary.
If it's true, you guys owe us like 5 subscriptions each.
49ers gonna win this game because they're the better team, obviously, but the referee screwed them over. And if it's the Super Bowl for me, it would be the Ravens and the 49ers.
I do not want that to happen.
Which pretty much everyone wants to see except for one. I don't want to see neither of these teams in the Super Bowl. But what the hell? What the hell? I'm going to go with...
It'll be a 47 rematch, right? Super Bowl 47?
Yeah, 47, yeah. And this time, the 49ers prevailing and beating Baltimore.
So we both have 49ers.
So the streak, right now. Yes, the streak of the MVP in the Super Bowl will continue with a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
So those are our brackets right there. You guys keep track. We'll keep track. Get to make fun of us if we sucked. You know that? I don't remember what was my score last year. Actually, I think I did pretty well.
My Super Bowl last year was Patriots and the Bears. And people laughed at me saying, no, you're not going to go with the Arrowhead.
Yeah, you're bugging.
Yeah. I had Patriots in the Bears. I thought the Bears should have beat the Eagles easily.
I had Patriots Saints. So I was off. I should have been right, but I was off.
But thank you, Alberto Riveron.
I know, right? That mother trucker. All right.
Anyways, like, share, subscribe. We are on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Radio. What else am I missing?
I think Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. And if they still have SoundCloud, do we have on SoundCloud too?
I didn't want to pay for that, so I didn't do
well, fuck you, SoundCloud. But besides that, yeah, we're everywhere. We appreciate your support. Oh yeah, shout out to Marisol for really holding us down, because our subscribers have gone up since she put the live video of us, a sneak peek of one of the episodes on Facebook. And a lot of people have joined in this. We appreciate her for that. Also, 32 Bar Not Too Far is coming on Saturday to the Nog, for which probably be the Patriots' final home game of the year. Because if they do beat the Titans, we have to go on the road. So we'll need all hands on deck, but at least we'll have a great time on Saturday. To the Nog, 8:15, we'll be there. You want to come early for the playoff games, for us the Bills game, we'll be there too. So, should be fun.
That's it.
Peace.